Okay, another good day of work. Cleaning some things up. Yesterday was really concentrated on cleaning up and improving in the red zone, and today was on third down and special teams. So it's good that our guys will get some time off their feet, some time to catch up academically as well, and we'll get back to work.
You mentioned yesterday that one of your most pleasant surprises so far has been the defensive line. Coming into the season after you got Silas, you kind of shifted number one concern from running back to that group. I mean, how surprised are you that they've done as well as they have?
Well, pleasantly surprised. It's any time that you can have a game, a conference game especially, and you're able to get pressure like that and have 9 sacks all by defensive linemen. I don't know if I've heard of that before. So it was great to see, and we need to continue that. And hopefully we get J.R. Devay back, because J.R. is one of our more experienced than the rest of those guys, and that would help us too.
How much did it help to have Wes back? I know he didn't have as many of the sacks, but it seems like he created pressure that led to other guys getting sacks.
Yeah, I think that was really the first game that Wes was effective in. That he was able to really push off and go, and so it was good to see. Obviously, we would have loved to have him the whole time through, full speed, but moving forward, I think we need to be better.
The fact that these guys are playing full speed, is that kind of just reading into their own abilities, or is it kind of, with young guys, you just got to turn them loose and let them play?
Well, I think we've got to credit Ed a lot on this too. He's developed a lot of great ones here, and to do it this fast with these guys is very exciting for our future, because they're young.
Considering Utah's defensive line, do you think this is the second real test you'll really know where your offensive line is after this next game because of what they've been?
Well, I wouldn't say that. We've played some very competitive teams, and this will just be another test. I think the test won't be a second test the way that you're asking. I think it'll more be, can we continue to improve the steps that we made, over a week, last week? Can we continue to make those steps and improve even more?
It seems like every week we're talking about Morgan Breslin, but what did you see from him against Cal, and what do you continue to see from him at practice?
Relentless play. Morgan played every snap of the game, and that's where we'd like to have JR, so we get more depth to be able to rotate in there. And he played every snap, and the first play of the game, he makes the play all himself, with the tackle in the backfield, and the last play of the game, he makes the sack. So pretty cool story to point out to our guys. The guy playing the first snap of the game and the last snap of the game at the same speed.
Have you ever seen a 250-pound guy that looks like he's a cross-country runner? He just keeps running and running forever. Yeah.
I think probably where we saw a guy similar was Arizona State with the freshman kid from Colorado. His impact, I think he was defensive freshman of the year 2 years ago in the conference, and the impact for a smaller guy that he made because of his effort and the way that he could lean and rush. I think that's what we're seeing. I think that's the most similar thing.
What can you tell us about his personality? He's declined all interview requests.
He does not have a personality at all. But he did have a girlfriend, they said, this year, which was very surprising, because we don't hear him talk. All he says is fight on.
Really? He doesn't say anything?
No, he really doesn't. We try to get him to in meetings, Friday night meetings. We try to get him to talk, and he just says fight on.
In the Cal game,
and Coach O likes it that way.
In the Cal game, it seems like you guys could have put that game away in the first half. Just how much of an emphasis is on finishing games by these coaches?
Yeah, we'd like to get to the championship level where we're finishing things off, not just in the fourth quarter, but throughout the game, within the series. And if you look at this game a year ago, it was very similar to that. We had more yards than them, and it looked on paper like it wouldn't have been so close as it was. But we didn't finish some drives off. We don't convert on the fourth down. We turned the ball over in the red zone twice, I believe. So it's something that we've got to do if we're going to be one of those teams.
Do you think you know your team's identity now after 4 years?
Well, I hope it is what we saw last week. That was a great identity. Very physical. Run the ball, stop the run, rush the passer, protect the passer. I think we know if teams are going to play us in normal coverages, we know what can happen outside. Like what happened when Hawaii played some single high in the first half of that game. Matt's got 300 and a half, and the two receivers are playing well. But if these defense are going to keep playing this way, we have to have this other element, which we did last week. So I'm hoping that's the identity of our team, not what we had seen 7 days before that. But I do think, like everybody, that call it is a big part of that, and the kicker, just helps us play normal.
How has Leonard been able to make the transition so seamlessly? At least it looks like.
Yeah, he has done. He's been unbelievable. Really has rushed great in there, having fun. We were just talking to his high school coaches yesterday on the phone, and they were saying how he was relaying back there, how much he loved it here. And it's just, it's another one of those out-of-state success stories.
Is this defensive line as fast or faster than any you had here that you know of?
No, I don't think so. I think we still got a ways to go. I think we played, we have not played 4 great games. We played really well last week. The great defensive lines here did it for a whole year. 2003 or 2002, winning the 55 sacks and I think 1.7 per rush. That's a dominant defensive line play the entire year.
You've had some productive kickers here through the years, but this seems to be a different level in terms of how important you think he is to your offense.
I think in general, we talk about the identity of the team and everybody thinks offense and defense, but to do what we're doing on special teams, from a head coach's perspective, you just love every minute of it. There's so many categories. As we look at, a third of the way through the year, we broke down all the different teams and where they're ranked in the conference, and we got a number of them ranked number 1. That's not been the case here before, and I think that the kicker and the punter are a big part of that. Finding guys that really have really done extremely well within our systems, and we have an elite kicker. That's why he was freshman All-American, and which I like. Today's walk-on trials and stuff. I'm glad that we've gone away from that.
I don't know if this is a violation or not, but is there a flu bug going around with the team at all? It seemed like some guys were tweeting to that effect last night.
Yeah, some guys are low on weather.
The concern shifted from running back to defensive line.
It's not an injury, by the way.
Has your concern now shifted to something else?
I think just in general our depth. This week of developing depth and trying to find guys, whether it's on special teams, trying to get guys, coming back that can help us on special teams, like a DJ Morgan, like a George Farmer. Just trying to develop all those guys so we can get snaps here and there.
When do you shift the focus to Utah?
We have as coaches. We haven't really to the players. We already have as coaches, and so as soon as these guys get back on whatever day that is, Friday, we'll go with them.
How does a week like this help you with, say, Marcus Simmons or Simi or guys like that? Is this really important for them?
Yeah, it is. It is. We've really gone to a lot of details within the special teams, broken down every spot, moved some guys around, and so guys like that, it's really critical because they missed a lot of camp.
Is Christian Thomas a guy who could come back too? It seems
Yeah,
like
we hope so. It just hasn't gotten to where he can, unfortunately. All right. Thanks, guys.